Welcome to Keith's Broken Boats and other stuff. Moving some materials today. Okay, the Avon Navigation have been asked to deliver all these building materials up the river to where a new landing stage is being built. So everything's been loaded into this barge, all the concrete panels, steels, decking, cement, 2 dumpy bags with ton bags full of sand and gravel, etc. And it's been lashed to the front of the tug called City. There's those wire ropes and chains. Pull it up tight against the front. And we're going to be pushing this up the river. This is City, a Bannerman tug. I think it's around about built in the 70s. And this is used for moving stuff up and down the river. It's powered by a 6-cylinder Sol diesel engine. This is the view from inside the cabin up the back. This is what whoever's steering it is looking out onto as we will be making our way out the yard and up the river. So we're just cast off and quietly making our way out in between all these moored boats up the river. It's quite a slowly, gently up here. I think we're probably around about 85 foot long, about 20 tons of material, about 12 tons of barge, followed by another 12 tons of tug. So we've got quite a bit of weight on, which makes it all slow to react. So while we're going through all the moored boats and everything out of here, we just go slowly, quietly out, so as we don't hit anything. And we've come out of there and we're working our way now up into the village of Wyre Piddle. Now, next to us on the left is Wyre Marina, which we'll be going past. On the right hand side is the entrance to Wyre Mill Lock. Wyre Mill Lock is quite a big lock on the Avon. It's diamond shaped, so you can get 2 large barges in there. They sort of tuck in at angles and you can get 2 big barges in there. I think it's diamond shaped, so 2 grain barges could get in originally. It's also a lot stronger in the sides. Here's Wyre Marina off to the left hand side. Lots of nice shiny narrowboats and river cruisers. And we're just quietly making our way up into Wyre Village. The village, it's a quiet little village on the side of the River Avon. There are properties that back down onto the river, and there's also a nice little pub. We've come through the village now. We're sort of coming to the end of the village now, and we're just about to enter. There's a couple of bends at the end of the village, and down in the bottom of the city there's the Sol diesel engine working away, pushing all this load up. That's some electrical work that I've had to do on this boat recently, new batteries and wiring for the inverter and everything. Nice little engine room. Now we're pushing on up the River Avon now. Now the River Avon it's a really nice river to cruise. If you've got a boat and you want to plan on cruising it, it's really picturesque. It's sort of sat in the bottom of the Vale of Evesham, and it's got massive floodplains either side of it. So it does give you some really good views. As we were going up the river, we had a kingfisher bobbing up and down in front of us, and I thought he was perched in this tree as we were going to go past, only to be really disappointed by a piece of blue plastic. And as you can see, we are sat low in the water. This means we've got to be really careful on how much bow wave we create. So obviously we pushed on really hard and it came over the front, we'd be scuttled. As you can see, we've got about 6 to 8 inches of barge left poking up above the surface of the water, and you can really sort of see that as you sort of look right over the front. There's the water, it's right up at the top of the barge. This is, I mean, partly because of the way it's loaded. It is a bit higher at the back, but I mean that's how the contractor wanted it loaded, so we've sort of accommodated that. In the distance there you can see Fladbury Village Road Bridge. This is a steel bridge just outside a little village called Fladbury. Another nice village around the outside of Evesham. Lovely area this is. Used to be really famous for growing asparagus and plums and market gardening. This bridge, where this bridge spans over the river, there is, to my right as we're going underneath the bridge, a little car park area. As you go over the bridge you can turn left into a car park, and there's like lots of nice walks around here and stuff like that. Lots of nature, loads of swans, kingfishers, otters have been seen in the river. And just pushing on, we sounded the horn to allow people to know we're coming. And now we're just approaching Fladbury Mill Lock. Now this is a narrow channel that works our way up into the lock entrance. There is it bends around to the left in a minute, and as it bends around to the left you'll see our approach into the lock, which has got a bit of a turn on the entrance, so we have to be careful how we manoeuvre into it. And the weir is off to my left, which we'll see as soon as we get past these few trees. And the building is the old Wyre mill. This was a flour mill. I'm not sure of the history of it yet. I might find out a little bit more. If I go past I could tell you a bit more, but there's the weir over there to the left. A nice, there's a big weir here, and there's the entrance to the lock. And as you can see, it is just on a bit of a turn. So we're just coming up to it, approaching it slowly, and there you go. You can see the bit of a turn as we come into it now. And like I say, just approaching it slowly, and we'll manoeuvre the barge with the tug into the lock. Then we'll have to untie the tug off the barge, bring the tug back out the lock entrance, moor it up, manoeuvre, bring the barge with all the materials on up onto the next level, pull it out the lock on ropes, then bring the tug through the lock and connect it all back on so we can get to our final destination. Now, the helmsman on the tug is really skilled, and he's just manoeuvring the tug around so we quietly come into the lock without actually hitting anything. Gave him a thumbs up on that one. Like I say, with all the weight and everything, it is slow to react, so you've got to be thinking quite a bit ahead. Now this is the barge loaded in the lock, and it's coming up at the moment. It's almost at its level now, so being unleashed. The gates will be opened, and I'm going to stop filming because I've got to do some work. And now we can manoeuvre the tug into the lock. There is a boater has appeared. He's going to give us a hand getting through the lock, which is many hands at locks always make light work, make it easier to get on. And with this river lock, there are on canals, you've got like ground paddles and stuff in the sides, which lets water in the sides. In this lock, there are no ground paddles. All the paddles are in the gates. So when you enter the lock, if you're in a narrow boat and you've got the front right up against the front gate, you've got to be really careful when you open the gates. You'll see in a minute, because the water can just come flying in and straight over the front of your boat. So with City, the tug, we're going to put 2 lines
there you
on
go,
it.
just stay on the boat, you only need
A bow
that one.
line and a stern line. If you're manoeuvring boats in river locks, especially wide river locks, it's always a good idea to have 2 lines on it, because they can be a bit more ferocious than canal locks. So you've got a bow and a stern line. There you go. You can see the gate paddles open. Because we're moored quite a long way back in the lock, we've got those gate paddles open fully, because you know we're not going to swamp the boat. So you can get up here quickly. So wait for this lock to fill, and then we'll have to bring the tug out, tie it back onto the back of the barge, and then move on to our final destination. And there it is, moored up, ready for the builder to come and start work on that person's new landing stage. Thanks for watching. All right, there you go. All right, I'd just like to thank you for watching. Give you a thumbs up. Don't forget, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.